Welcome back to KNN, and we are back with the General's Journey for Warhammer 40K.
Yep.
General interviews going on today, so you can get to know and meet them for the first time. We're going to check out, how many do we have, like 10 participants? Is it 8?
All together around that? Yeah, I think we have around 10, counting us.
Okay, and so we are actually participating in this
Yep.
one as well, just like the Age of Sigmar. We may not do that going forward. Unless I guess people just cheer us on a lot, then we'll keep doing it.
So once again, in case you missed the Age of Sigmar show, what this is, the General's Journey, is following a group of gamers as they go through a 6-month planning out and building and painting a 1,500 point army for Warhammer 40K. We're starting off with 250 points, and each month, every 4 weeks, we're adding 250 points until we get to 1,500. The players have that time to paint it and get it ready. Anybody who fails to get the models painted in time is eliminated. And then at the end of it, we are going to do a live stream game, and the 2 players that will play will be voted on by the viewers. And that's kind of what we're going to be doing here. We're going to interview the different generals today, find out what armies they're playing, see what their plans are for it, and just kind of get to know the participants.
So without any further ado, much like the Age of Sigmar one, it's going to be a similar deal. We'll view them. You won't see every game that gets played, but you will see some of them games, that they get played. Again, our goal is to have only painted models on the table.
Yep.
So that's what we'll do. So let's get started.
Let's start with us.
Let's get started with us. Okay.
So what army are you doing in this one?
I am. What am I doing I'm doing Ynnari in this one. I got so many armies in Age of Sigmar that I was going to play and didn't get to that I get lost. I'm doing Ynnari in this one, and that was kind of a no-brainer for me because I've been wanting to build Ynnari. They came out with the new Index Codex, as it were, in the White Dwarf in May, and from that I played Ynnari. And again, we did the KNN on this where if they're broken still or not. We decided they're not, but they're still pretty strong. So played right, and that excited me because I like the concept of being able to draw from multiple armies. It's always been fun to me to have a lot of choice to do a lot of things that I want to do. You can take from Eldar and have some good shooting in Dark Reapers, not 10 units of Dark Reapers like I think a lot of people play, but you can take some Dark Reapers, you can have some of the hand-to-hand with Howling Banshees on the Eldar side, and then you get the Harlequins, which are probably my favorite out of the 3 that you can pull from, and then also the Dark Eldar. So being able to do that, and that's why I kind of chose the Ynnari faction. I like the new special characters as well. They're not new anymore, but you need and your Vrain, and I'm not saying it right. The Visarch.
Yep.
He's actually in my first 250 points, so I actually am Battle Forged.
What's your initial? Let's hear it.
It's the Visarch with a unit, one single unit of a Harlequin troop, and they have shuriken pistols and the Harlequin's Kiss, and there are 6 of them instead of 5 because I could fit 6, so I did that. And then I actually have my army mapped out all the way to 2,000 because I'm trying to build to take the God of the Dead you need.
But this is a great thing. These kind of like General Journey or the different ones that other groups do too, like, is a good way to focus and try to get an army done.
And that's a problem with this army has always daunted me because I wanted to paint the tights with the blocks, the diamond patterns.
Yeah.
I tried for like a week, and I finally just said forget it, and I painted them blue and one red. So in my opinion, they look okay, but they're not going to touch Chaos models. But they are a good army. I'm done. I'm actually almost done with a Visarch. He's almost done. I've actually started my second chunk at this point of the 250. Now I've stopped again because of those stupid those really cool contrast paints.
We love the idea of the contrast paints. We're really dismayed in how long it's taking for them to get here.
Yeah, we have to wait. So anyway, that put that on hold, but I am actually ready to roll on this one, and playing in both for me anyway has been, you got to really organize your time because that's quite a bit more models to paint than I normally do.
Between the 2 games, you're basically painting 500 points a month now, or every 4 weeks now.
Yeah.
What
are you doing?
So I'm doing Death Guard. I was
Were you always doing Death Guard?
No, I was going to do Cult of Speed originally.
Oh, that's right.
And
That's right.
I have like a 7,000 point painted orc army right now. And I wanted to do Cult of Speed just to add all the new stuff to my orc army. My orc army I painted a while back. It was Mad Max themed already, but I've had the Death Guard models that came in the starter box. I picked up a bunch of more stuff for it as well, and they've just been sitting there. Like I think I painted like 3 Plague Marines when Dark Imperium first dropped. I was really excited. I love painting Nurgle. I have like a massive Age of Sigmar Nurgle army, mostly demons with some mortals as well. It's probably around somewhere between 5,000 and 6,000 points. And I always want to do Death Guard, and I already have the demons painted, so if I want to ally, I can do these fun themed games. I just never got around to it, and this is the excuse I used to finally start digging in and painting those models. And I already had some kind of test models done. My initial list is a Malignant Plague Caster, who's a sorcerer who dishes out mortal wounds every time he successfully casts a spell, I believe, to enemy units within 7 inches, and then 6 Plague Marines, and that is 250 points. And the Plague Marines are decked out. I have like a Aspiring Champion in the unit, or whatever the Plague Champions are called, I think is what they are, with like a Power Fist and a Plague Sword, and I have a couple, I think, of the Blight Launchers in that unit too. And I like the Nactum, I have, well, I planned up to 1,500 points. I have my whole thing planned for this. I own somewhere around 7,000 points of Death Guard to eventually paint, but this will really get at least off the ground where I can start playing games and have everything painted. And I have 6 of the 7 models painted already for the initial 250 points. So I'll be getting a little bit ahead.
Yeah, you got to stay ahead of the game.
You got to stay ahead, especially when you're doing both.
Yeah, when you're playing in both, so it'll be good.
And so yeah, I like this as an excuse to stay focused, work on an army for a while. And I've tried to clear my painting desk off of everything that isn't General's Journey stuff, except for scenery that I'm doing as well for our battle reports. I'm painting,
especially for Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, we got a bunch of the new Age of Sigmar stuff coming for that. But
plus that new scenery.
We have some really good
awesome.
40k scenery already, and so Age of Sigmar hasn't gotten as much love, so we're going to do that. But we have some great battle reports coming. We'll be doing a 40k battle report. We're doing a series. We're doing our battle reports in 3 episode series that tell a campaign type story. And so we'll be doing the first one of those next week, and with one of the other generals in this, using our pre-existing already painted armies.
And you're playing in that?
I am playing in that one. Yep, I'll be launching it.
And we'll meet the other general today.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. So well, let's get started.
Yeah, let's bring one of our generals on.
First one, don't everybody jump up at once. Oh, it's the guy.
It's the guy. How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Good.
We know this guy from Dungeon Delvers.
Dungeon Delvers.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's greedy and horrible.
Not as much as.
Well, so are you.
I'm a scoundrel. I'm supposed to be. You're supposed to be.
I'm
nice.
a thief.
He's a rat.
A mind thief.
He is a rat.
Yeah, he's a rat.
If you haven't checked out Dungeon Delvers, we're going through Gloomhaven right now. Great game. Good show for sure. Check it out.
Switching to Fridays next week instead of
week.
Wednesdays at same channel, same time, but it will switch to Fridays.
Little change in some of the cast on it, but
yeah, Chaos is going to be doing some other things now.
I'm too greedy. They gotta kick me out of the game.
We don't want a guy that takes all the loot. Anyway, we're getting off topic. Name and how'd you get started into 40K?
My name's Lane. I first really got started in 40K, what, 18 years ago, I think. I played an army from that Chaos had. It was Dark Eldar back then, and I just really enjoyed playing. So.
And you were just in high school?
I was not in high school. I wish I could say I was, but I was not.
Okay. I was throwing you a bone on that one, but you didn't take it, so it's okay.
But yeah, so I was quite a while ago, and I started playing them, and I enjoyed it, and so I just kept playing and adding different armies here and there. Played both Age of Sigmar and 40K.
Nice.
For that long.
Now, what's your primary draw into the hobby? Are you a gamer? Are you a painter? Or somewhere in between?
I enjoy playing the game.
Okay.
Not so much painting or putting the models together.
Now, contrast paints are coming though.
Right, and that'll make things a lot easier for people like me.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the contrast paints because we keep saying this, but it's like, okay, that's great. We'll see.
You
see.
committed to this though,
right.
So you're going to paint a 1,500 point army in 6 months.
Yeah.
Even if the contrast paints don't make it easier.
Correct.
Okay.
I've already painted a lot of half my warband.
Oh, okay.
Or
so,
army list. I guess.
So what are you playing? What faction are you playing?
I'm playing Zincha Demons.
Nice.
Why'd you pick them?
I picked them because they're easier to paint.
That's good.
Uh,
Honesty. I think he's probably the first honest one, maybe.
there's
Yeah.
not a lot of armor on them. They're mostly just skin tones.
Maybe the contrast paints will make that easier.
I think they will make that easier personally, but.
I hope so.
So you got your color scheme all planned out. Are you going
I do.
traditional zines? You going something off the wall?
No, traditional, pretty much.
Okay.
My pink cores are going to be a little more purple than pink, but still a pink.
Now you've played grayscale zines in the past, right?
Pretty much exclusively.
yeah. So you have a strategy pick for this already, or are you just kind of winging it as you go?
I'm pretty much just winging it. I have my 2-month planned out. But that's about it.
So what's your initial army?
My initial army is 11 pink cores with a demonic icon and an instrument.
Okay.
And then I have a change caster and 3 flamers.
I feel outnumbered already with my 7 guys.
I have a total
I know.
of 15
I've seen
models.
some of the lists, and I'm like, I have 7 guys too. I think I have the same number. Yeah, so 7 guys. And we took a picture of the Tau army last week, and it was like, how do you fit like 38 models into your into your 250 points? But,
Slight
okay,
exaggeration.
it was not very. It's slight. We're on a show where it's news. We have to fake news.
So,
38 models.
So you do AOS as well. What armies do you have between the games?
Oh, a lot. I have more Age of Sigmar armies than I do 40k. For 40k, I have Iron Warriors.
Which we'll be seeing next week.
Right. They're painted by a guy I know.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Several people in this area have armies that are painted.
Yeah. And then I have Dark Eldar, and then Zine Steamers can play both in Age of Sigmar and 40k. For Age of Sigmar, I have a lot of armies. I have the Wanderers, they're called now.
Oh, yeah?
Used to be Wood Elves.
Yep.
Now I have free guilds as well.
Yep.
Used to be Empire. I have Bone Splitters, Khorne, Mortals and Demons. I have more.
You have a pretty giant death army too, don't you?
I do. I have 2 death armies. I have a Knight army and a Legions of Nagash.
Okay.
Or Grand Host of Nagash, I guess it's called.
I don't know why you laugh and smile. I've been in your basement.
It's another
That's
collector,
not even
man.
touching. That's not even touching what you've
He's
got.
a gamer and he's a collector, but he doesn't like to paint.
Right.
I'm hoping the contrast paint's fixed.
I think that actually the Games Workshop video, 50 Shades of Grey, was painted at your house, wasn't it? was filmed at your house. I mean, was filmed at your house. Yeah. I'm kidding. It's not true.
Right.
Fake news.
You like the fake news.
Yeah. What do you want to get out of the General's Journey? From 40K?
To actually paint my army. Force myself to paint an army.
That's good.
Don't want the ridicule of failing. That's why people do it. It's the accountability,
Right.
It's that.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier too. That
It really
came up
is.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
Just forcing
Helps a
myself
lot.
to paint.
Now the internet knows.
Yeah.
Oh no.
We're in real trouble. So okay. Well,
Awesome.
great.
Well, hey, thanks,
Cool.
Lane.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for participating.
Looking forward to seeing
We'll
your
see
models.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
You. Yep. Next, General number 2 or 4.
Welcome to General's Journey.
Yeah.
Name
Nick.
and how'd you get into the 40K hobby?
Actually, he kind of
Oh my gosh,
Drug
you're
me.
like the drug dealer.
screaming and kicking.
Were you
into-
screaming really?
No, not
Okay.
really. It was
Kind of a happy squeal.
But,
Like I
yeah.
got my first models.
yeah. Got me into playing not the army I'm playing now, but for Eldar,
Okay.
which is kind of what you're playing, and just decided I needed to change armies, and this was a perfect opportunity for it.
So what are you playing?
Playing Space Marines,
Gonna play Space Marines.
Nice.
Certain faction or
Imperial Fist successor chapter.
Nice.
cool.
Popular choice. I like the Imperial Fist. That's what my Marines are.
Yeah.
How long you been doing the hobby stuff?
So we've been 40K since 8th edition, which is 2 years, and
Yeah,
then
about
about
that.
another
2
year
years,
and
yeah.
another game system. So
Okay.
yeah, played a little Age of Sigmar, got a couple armies for that.
Nice.
And this is my second army for 40K.
Nice.
What armies do you have in Sigmar?
I have Stormcast. I have an old Darkling Coven's army. Got a Daughters of Cain Army started next.
Nice.
Too, working on that a little bit here and there.
Fun army.
Yep. So what's your list for this? What do you have? What do you have to start off?
Starting off, I've got a lieutenant,
Okay.
Primaris lieutenant, and then a couple of Primaris intercessor squads.
Okay. A couple of that's terrifying sounding. Right?
Couple.
A
Can
couple
you
of
fit a couple?
5-man squads.
5-mans? Okay. I
You
guess
got 11
5-man
guys.
squads. 11 guys. Yeah.
yeah.
Not by much though. Not by much.
Well, you decked out yours.
Yeah.
That's why you can only fit 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have
That's
a color?
fair.
Do you have a color scheme pick since you're successors? Are you not the traditional yellow then?
Yeah, not traditional yellow. I went kind of confused people when I started kind of talking about it a little bit because I thought it was salamanders, and it's like no, it's doing a green color with some gold and some of the iron belcher accents to it
Okay.
a little bit.
Cool.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What are you wanting to get out of this?
I wanted to get a nice good start on an army that I can kind of cut my teeth a little bit more. 40K, like I said, it's only been playing 40K 2 years, so it's still trying to learn the little nuances and things like that and getting the experience, and that'll be an army that I won't feel so outgunned most of the time.
Well, yeah,
Play-
you play Craft Worlds primarily, right?
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
so
I've got like a
that's a
6,000
hard
point-
army to start with.
Yeah, very hard.
That is
They're
it is
finessey.
it is a
Yeah.
steep learning curve on that one. I think
I'm hoping that with this I'll get a nice army that'll have a little bit more survivability. So too.
yep, a little more.
That's the hard
bounce
part
back.
with the Craft World LR is you start losing models and they're very glass cannony, so you start losing models and you start losing power on the table pretty
Yeah.
quick.
Now, real quick then, Nick, do you consider yourself, are you more of the gamer then, or are you more of the middle of the road hobbyist or painter?
The only part of the hobby that I don't like is building the models.
Okay.
I always have a hard time building models and getting them how they want. And I've got little gaps always here and there in the models that bug
I'm in
me
the
to
same
death
boat.
about it. But I
love painting, but I don't care for building. I'm in
Yeah.
the same boat.
I love painting. I'm not the world's greatest painter. I mean, compare
Your armies
your
look pretty
models
good.
Your meats are pretty good.
I'm gonna throw it out there to the internet world. His painting is pretty good.
to.
If you see his Eldar, it looks really good.
Yeah, I like playing the games a lot. They're fun. The Craft World games are definitely the harder games to play. Always it feels there's more. Always feels like there's more to be desired from the game a little bit. So it's another thing I'm hoping to get is a little more satisfaction out of the games with
okay.
the Imperial or the
Space
Cool.
Marines.
Space Marines. Yeah.
Cool,
Very
cool.
cool.
They are the poster boys.
They are.
They're
you
very
go.
much so.
All right, awesome.
All right.
Well, looking
All right.
forward to seeing you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Nick, for
Thanks.
coming on.
Yeah.
All right.
Who's next?
We got our next
next
general
victim.
coming up here.
Next general.
Oh, I'm excited about this general.
I don't know why.
Zero.
What's going on?
All right.
The man that needs no introduction, but we haven't done his show yet, but it's coming.
It's coming. He's getting
It's
his own
coming.
show on Chaotic Night Network.
It's gonna be great.
It is.
Well, it's a surprise. We're not gonna talk about it because I'm excited about that one. So this is Zero. How long you been doing this?
Since
high school?
the original Necromunda came out.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
some time ago.
A little bit.
Original Necromunda was fun.
I
Yeah.
remember it was probably what?
94, 95.
94, 95. Yeah,
Yeah.
you were watching us play some 40K back then,
At
too.
the
Yeah. Yeah, well before we even had an LGS in this area.
well, it was a small one, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
There was like a hobby shop that had like the corner
yeah.
with some D&D books in it.
And
for
it was
most
in the
part.
alley.
Yeah. That place too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So, what brings you into 40K? What draws you into the hobby?
I like the models. I don't know. I've been in it for a lot of years,
Yeah.
so I enjoy the fluff, the books, the backstory, the minis.
You like painting
Yeah,
and building?
yeah,
See, he likes it all.
Got to get you playing more games.
yeah. I know. I'm working on it.
But I think he likes playing games.
He's definitely more of the like painter collector side.
Yeah.
But we'll get him in playing some games here.
I play occasionally.
So for this little project, what army did you decide to go with?
Space Wolves.
Nice. Not a successor?
No, straight up
Owen
OG.
the Wolves? Nice. What made you pick them? I know you got a couple other armies you like in this
The
world.
glorious crucible of physical combat.
Nice.
What's your initial starting team?
It's like Ragnar and like 8's Blood Claws.
Okay.
Really? Everybody's outnumbering them. Okay. That's 10 models. I have 9.
Yeah. No.
That's close. I guess it's still close. That's fair.
You have anything planned out past that? Do you have?
Oh yeah.
Are you like me, like 1,500 points planned?
I did originally, but I'm more of a seat in my pants kind of guy, so
Sure.
we'll see how it works. I got the next month planned out pretty solid, just because looking at the list, I can figure out where its weaknesses and flaws are, so we had to add something to. Beyond that, we'll see.
I think we're going to see some tough armies on the tables. This thing gets rolling too.
And they'll be painted. That's the most exciting part. What are you expecting to get out of it? Out of the experience of the general's journey?
I figured I'd play a bunch of games.
That'll be good. Change it up.
Yeah.
Do you do any AOS as well?
Oh yeah. In the previous edition, I played almost exclusively over 40K.
Okay.
But the new AOS is really solid. I like it a lot. I mean, I have a lot of things for it in various stages of completion. I just really haven't had the opportunity to play too much.
And of course, you mentioned already you're a Necromunda fan.
Oh yeah.
Saw the new Enforcer models
I did.
coming, right?
Those look really good.
Got some good stuff coming for that too.
That'll be exciting.
And they brought squats back for Necromunda.
We have to
Yes.
do Necromunda. It's something
Yeah.
we've
Oh,
got to
it's-
do.
we got the board.
agree.
We got the board done.
Yeah.
We just gotta get some models and some players assembled for that.
Yeah.
Once we get a little more of our feet underneath us with our battle reports and we know how to film them well, we'll be messing with that.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, hey Zero, thanks for coming on.
No problem.
Looking
Oh,
forward
and
to
we'll
seeing.
be seeing you a
Oh
lot.
yeah, we will.
I'm excited for that show.
All right.
Who? Oh, we know this guy too.
You know this guy too.
I've been around a bit. Oh.
You want to go ahead though and just introduce yourself again and talk about what other show you're on?
I am Kabe, and I am on Out of the Box RPG, or RPG Out of the Box. That's
Yep.
what it is. Yeah, get those mixed up.
It's the same.
Both shows. Both shows.
That's staying on Tuesdays,
That is staying on
7
Tuesday.
p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Oh, okay. All right, sweet.
There's a plug.
Yep. But you're also a war gamer.
Yes. Yeah.
So what's your primary draw out of this hobby?
Out of the hobby, I mainly play in the games. Really, I am only just recently getting into the actual painting aspect of it. Mainly, what I get into is the building, the converting, and the crafting of models and whatnot.
Cool.
Kabe does play a lot of games. I can attest
does.
to that.
He
Whenever
does.
we have an event or activity, you can always see him playing 4 or 5 times a week versus somebody's once or 0 times.
Yeah, we do store campaigns. Whatever faction he's on is the faction that's usually leading the games
Yeah.
played. Always willing to throw down with people.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of answers the whole like, are you more of a gamer or a painter?
Oh, absolutely. I'm a gamer for sure. It's only been like past like 2.5 months that I've actually decided to try to paint models. I'm almost debasing. That's how close I am.
Nice. Like finishing off the base
I gotta
of the
see
model
those.
itself.
I'm excited to see those. Those are the first ones we're putting on the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, mine is the first
Yeah,
one?
yours are the first
Oh,
ones.
yeah, no
I'm gonna
pressure.
put yours
Setting
up
the bar.
first.
You're setting the bar. So what army are you doing for this one?
For this, I am doing the Thousand Suns.
Boys in blue? Or are you going to do the traditional red?
No, I'm doing the old school red
Or the-
because
sorry,
I'm
it's
making
pre-heresy red.
I'm making them a pre-heresy, or I guess during Horus Heresy. They're in Mark IV.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your initial list?
My initial 250 is 12 Rubric Marines with
Still outnumbered.
with 1 Warp Flamer, 1 Soul Reaper cannon, and one of the the Herald, like the mark on them or whatever.
No leader?
No, I don't have an HQ.
No HQ.
Oh, we should mention that. So in this
Oh
one,
yeah, good. Yeah.
the players are not required to be a battle-forged army until the 4th segment, until we hit 1,000 points. So they can play non-battle-forged until then, but they don't get their army special benefits, and they don't get command points until they are battle-forged.
Yep.
Um,
He doesn't care though, as you can tell.
Oh, you got to roll the dice.
You don't care when you have 12 rubrics. Just saying.
I haven't played as really anything yet, so or as
Yeah,
any of
because
the
what do you
Thousand Sons.
normally play?
So I started the hobby as orcs, just a huge amass of orcs.
40k, right?
Yes, 40k. Sorry. And then I got my hands on some Tau. Ran with those for a bit. You hate the Tau. You
The
gotta,
Nectin hates Tau.
you gotta love the suits. Then I just essentially settled into retirement and got into some Space Marines. Got into the easy life a little bit. And then they dropped Primaris stuff, so that's a whole other thing.
Now, and I'm gonna just like tease you a little bit here on this, but
Okay.
So your choice to play Thousand Sons,
Uh-huh.
does that have anything to do with the game we played?
It might. It very well might.
'Cause
Sorry, I had to dig deep past repressed memories to figure out.
we played a so Kabe is like probably one of the better Tau players, if not the best Tau player in our area. And we were doing a campaign, and he had been smoking people pretty consistently with his Tau.
Yeah, actually. I will say that.
And it came time for us to throw in the campaign, and I was playing a mixed list of Tzeentch Demons and Thousand Sons together, led by Magnus. And he had never played against it, and he had looked at playing Thousand Sons a couple times. We talked before the game, and he's like, "Oh, I'm really curious to see what Thousand Sons look like. I've been thinking about playing them for a little bit now." And then we played. And I'll just say it was really easy for him to put his army away at the end because he was packing a lot of it up in the early turns.
Yeah, it was like each turn I was already able to segment most of my models back into their cases.
And it was my first time playing the Tzeentch Demons that game. I had done Thousand Sons already, but it was the first time I added that Tzeentch Demon element into the game. And it was still a fun game, I think. I mean,
No, I still had lots of
there
fun.
was a lot of laughing, but yeah, I was just seeing if that was some of the push to get you to dive into the world of
It
Thousand
was-
Sons.
But you were playing a demon list,
Yeah,
though.
with a Thousand Sons on the side.
Yeah, just a little splash in them, just enough to let you know that there's some armor in there, just a little bit. It was rough. But I mean, if you don't lose, and you don't learn, so
Right. Nope, that's a good attitude.
Nice. We should put that on the website too.
It's a good attitude.
What are your expectations of the general's journey?
well. First, I get to learn an entire new army that I've never even cracked a codex of it before until I actually purchased the codex about a month or so ago. I've just been looking through it and finding out what I wanted to make out of it. And much like any of the campaigns or tournaments and stuff like that we have over at Heroic is, I just like to play a different variation of people and armies. Because I can go over and ask, my couple of friends and whatnot to come here and play them all the time, but I'm playing the same person in the same army with the same strategy.
Right.
So, mix it up a little bit. Change your own style.
Yeah, this will be good. That's a
Yeah.
good reason too.
Yep.
I like it.
Yep. You'll get a chance to play a bunch of different people.
Exactly.
And then we'll see if we can get who the votes go for. Maybe you'll get to play in the final game. It'd be a lot of fun.
That'd be pretty fun.
And get some painting done.
That's a whole other challenge. by
Oh
itself.
yeah, yeah. Well, once again, 2 weeks. 2 weeks to contrast.
It's good. Oh, then okay.
Yeah.
Everybody keeps saying that. I want to see it. If it makes it easier, then we'll come on camera and we'll say something about that.
I don't know if easier is supposed to make it faster. To me, that's the same thing. Faster and easier is the same thing for me. So
Okay.
Just buy the blot itself and just throw it on the model, right? That's how it works.
just dip it in.
Yeah,
There.
you
Dip
just-
it in there.
Done.
It's not that.
That's what needs to happen. Then you'll get a lot
there's-
more people that paint.
There's a different product for that. There's a different army painter makes something like that. So, cool. Well,
All right, cool.
I'm
Well,
excited
thanks for
to see you
coming
play
on.
some
Yeah,
games.
Yeah, I'm
Absolutely.
excited. We'll see how it turns out. Awesome.
All right, we got our next general coming up here.
Hello.
It's the Russian dwarf.
Ooh, this seat's warm. Nice.
How's it
Hi.
going?
Good. How about you?
Good.
It's been like forever since like Thursday.
I know. Who picked out your shirt for you today?
Me?
That was a question that was asked on Thursday.
Right, yeah.
We didn't get that because it was asked after we shut the cameras off.
I mean, I picked it to wear today, but the same person that asked that question was the one that bought it for me.
Oh, well,
Oh.
there you go. There you go. So, for those who don't know you already, let's throw out your name and how long you've been doing this hobby for.
My name is Mike. Jermoan on Thursday. This hobby? When did the first Path to Glory campaign come out?
Ooh,
That
that would have been like 02 or 03 maybe.
something like that.
Yeah.
That was Zero earlier. Was the one that got me into playing Warhammer. That was my first thing. Was Path to Glory.
What was your first army?
It was Chaos for Path to Glory. Yep.
Cool.
No, that's Path Glory was all chaos.
Yeah, it was just
That's
all
all
Chaos.
you played.
Yeah.
So what?
It was
like
a little,
factions?
little war band,
Yeah,
and
you-
then
Okay.
And then it grew. It was an escalation style thing.
Yeah, like Path to Glory.
Yeah.
So
then
what-
I played Skaven after that. That was my primary army, and I played that all the way up until I didn't do 40K until starting Christmas time,
right.
just months ago. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
relatively new player to 40K.
To 40K, yeah. I probably amassed like pretty close to 30,000 points for the Skaven before jumping over to 40K.
Yeah.
It's a lot of rats.
It is a lot of rats.
Once again, however, so I know that you're more of a gamer than a painter.
Yes. No painting of any of those.
So once again, the
But
50,
rats-
the
but
50
wait,
Sprues of
wait.
Grey could have been filmed at his place.
Rats are gray. What? Or they can be.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
They
Can
gray
be,
rats.
as well as their armor. And
But the
weapons.
contrast paints are going to fix that.
I had gray warpstone, gray cannons, gray lightning, everything.
Gray bases,
Right.
or black bases, I guess, in most of their cases.
Yeah.
So, having said that, so what army are you playing in this endeavor?
Adeptus Custodes.
Okay, so I'm going to take a
We're
guess
not
that we're going to
outnumbered?
be
We're
be
finally
outnumbered.
not outnumbered.
Well,
Right.
okay, I'm waiting. What are you taking?
Well, do you want to know like the full 1,500?
No, just the first
So just 250.
3 custodian guards with sentinel sword or sentinel blades and storm shields.
3.
3 dudes.
That's it.
How many points is that?
171.
Okay.
And you just couldn't fit a character in.
No, a shield captain is 128 points. The way I have them equipped, which is in Terminator armor with an axe. But I mean, their other weapon option is like 2 points cheaper, and the Terminator armor is 10 points. Really,
Just doesn't fit.
yeah, it just does not fit.
Got it. So next month maybe.
Next month is a yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you'll become Battle Forged then, and
Yeah,
get all the benefits.
I'll have a whole patrol with my 7 guys for month 2.
And army
Yeah, in month
refinement.
2, I get a bunch of guys. 'cause
Yeah,
I
same here.
I get a bunch of
Yeah,
guys
I'm
in
like
month 2.
tripling my model count
Yeah.
come month.
Yeah.
And I'm filling out on the paint table, just so you know. 3 guys. Okay, well,
Yeah.
okay. Now I don't feel
So
outnumbered.
what made you go Custodes?
They throughout all the years of playing like fantasy or Age of Sigmar, like I paid attention a lot to like the fluff and stuff. People always talk to me about 40K and like the stories and everything. Anyway, there was actually a comedy show that I'd watched a while back on YouTube that the main character is a custodian guard. He's actually, I think, the main custodian that takes care of the Emperor. It's what if the Emperor had speech to text?
Oh, okay.
Really funny. Anyway, so I just got attached to the custodians there, and I was like, oh yeah, like the bodyguard for the Emperor. I didn't even know they were actually an army when I first started 40K.
Were they an army when you started in December?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
I
they're
just
still
didn't know.
pretty new, aren't they?
Yeah, they're fairly
Yeah, they're
new.
fairly new.
And I got into it because my son decided to get into playing 40K, and he wanted to play Tyranids, and there was like Tooth and Claw, was that the name of their box?
Yeah.
They had Space Wolves, which was another army I always thought about. So I started Space Wolves, and he started Gene Stealer Cult and Tyranids at the same time, and we just kind of went from there. Then I found out Custodians were a thing. I was like, what? I felt like there was information withheld here.
But you only have to have like 6 models to play Custodes. That's like a
Exactly.
full army.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
painting, too.
We played one. It was a 1,500 point game, I believe, and you put 16 models on the table.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. It's,
So this, my eventual 15, there's a lot of guys in this one. It's 20.
woo!
Nice.
So some of your strategy on this was to
Right,
make it easy to paint.
well, I don't know if I'd call them easy to paint. I mean, there's less of them, but like the paint scheme I got going on, like I even changed my paint scheme to make it more simple, and I think I still have probably 10 or 15 paints involved.
Okay, in each guy.
Right.
Nice.
Which is probably a bit of a big chunk to chew on, as I haven't painted. So that'll be interesting to see how that comes out.
So as a non-painter, like how are you looking forward to that? Is that something you're excited about doing, or is it something?
I am, but feel a little like intimidated by it, because I had all those rats for all those years, and I always wanted to paint them. But at the same time, like, when you look at 500-600 rats, you're like, I gotta paint that.
Yeah, but now the contrast paints will you can just
Well, he's
paint them and then swipe them and they're done.
yeah, but for your custodians, you're not using the contrast.
No, I'm doing a conglomerate of Green Stuff World paints and Citadel paints.
And you're doing a lot of airbrush work and stuff too, right?
Yep. Yeah, we primed my guys today, and yeah, they look good.
Cool. Well, what are you expecting to get out of the General's journey?
Well, I think the painting part will be a good experience, because I think that if I'm held to basically, a goal, with goals in mind, you can achieve stuff a lot easier.
Yeah.
It's fun playing games and whatnot. I'm kind of competitive for my play. I mean, I like to play games, and I can play narrative games, but, ultimately it's a game.
Look at that.
Somebody
He
gotta
admits
win.
it. Everybody
Somebody gotta
always
win.
says this, though, when they come on.
Right.
I'm not competitive.
Oh, no.
I never buy that.
I with my rats, I actually
Never do I buy that.
Competitive players never buy that.
Right.
I'm a competitive player. I'll be the first one to say that. Anyway.
Before they used to do Art Boys, and I actually placed in the regionals for Art Boys a long time ago.
Okay.
And
Games Workshop's official competitive tournaments that lasted, I think, 2 seasons and then went away.
right, because apparently competitive play wasn't very popular. And after playing in the regionals, I could totally understand why, because some of that stuff was just over the top. And it was like,
I think there's a line that you have to draw when you say, I'm competitive, I like to win, but I won't play. Like, I know the Inari thing is,
Yeah.
I got 10 units of Dark Reapers and 2 leaders and go.
right.
And then shoot again, shoot again.
Right.
That's different to me than competitive. That's like, I know that is competitive, but I'm not talking about that. Everybody wants to win.
I play competitively, but I don't build competitive lists. Like when you look at like the hyper competitive tournaments and stuff, I try to build balanced lists that can take all comers, fit the theme of the army, still fit the theme of the game.
I like
Yeah,
that.
and I still play my heart out, and I think you're the same way. Like you still play to win.
It's more that we're
Like,
not
I
going
still
to
play
cheese a list. We want to win though.
I still played a themed army and
Yeah.
did good with it. Yeah. And there was not themed armies there. And I'm a Skaven player with all the rats, so I like cheese, but not that much cheese.
Well, and I enjoy playing games with you. You're one of my favorite people to play in the,
I like
in the
playing.
LGS too, and that's I'm looking forward to playing this. You don't have to face my Necrons now though.
Well, I don't know if that matters so much, because like you're just a hard player to beat in general.
We'll see.
A lot of people find this out, I think, the hard way.
We'll see what happens when I'm using Death Guard.
Chaos will take.
Oh yeah,
full
that's going to make it a lot harder to win. Okay.
Well, I'm not taking Mortarion and Typhus in the same list.
Well,
They're
Typhus
still hard to kill.
They are hard to kill.
Yeah.
Typhus
so
is hard to kill.
No,
They
I
all
don't
are
think-
hard to kill.
Well, I mean, they all have disgusting resilience. So
Yeah.
Well, so Mortarion, yes.
Mortarion's just broke.
Mortal enemy. I haven't killed him yet. I've had him,
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right.
I've had him
times-
down to 3 wounds multiple times.
How many
now.
times have you faced him?
4?
With the Custodes?
Yeah. I have once with Space Wolves.
Okay.
I
don't think we're going to see Mortarion in this.
I haven't really seen what the thing is about Typhus, because I roll over him like a little miniature speed bump every time.
Everybody says, but I say this every time someone's, they took Typhus. He makes your poxwalkers better, and that's, I think, his strength. Beyond that, yeah, his gun's okay. He's
Yeah,
okay.
He's not
Not broke. He's a great character to
Mortarion.
have.
Mortarion.
We'll have to have a conversation about the Primarchs at some point. Which one is the ranking of the
Mortarion.
Mortarion is on the top.
Mortarion, and then I'd say Billy, or Gilliman, Robert.
I put Magnus above him.
Against Bobby, sorry.
I
Bobby
haven't got to
Gilliman.
play against Magnus yet.
I see. Every time
You
I played
wouldn't?
Magnus, he dies.
Yeah, the problem is in turn 5,
No.
and they focused all their shots
the
on
longest
him.
I've had Magnus last is turn 3. I've had him die in turn 1.
Okay,
I've
but
had him die in turn
again, you have to watch the games though.
Yeah.
Because Magnus is the only thing that anybody shoots at, and that's a lot of power. Because you get a free turn.
Mortarion, though, like, I focus fire on him.
Yeah, you can't. He just
so
can't
hard
kill.
to kill.
He is so hard to kill.
So hard to kill.
I don't know. We'll have to
Cool.
And I
Well,
play with Forge World stuff, too, so I got big guns shooting at him. He's still just, well, I don't care.
shrugs it off.
Yeah,
Disgusting.
I'm excited to see these games.
me too.
I'm excited to see your painted models.
Yeah, me too.
That'll be
I
fun.
am, too.
I've
Yeah.
known you for years, and
Right.
we're gonna get some painted models. Finally.
It's gonna be a
I'm
thing.
stoked.
Right.
I'm excited.
So cool. Hey, thanks for coming on.
Yes.
Looking forward to
Good
seeing
seeing
you.
you, bud.
Oh, you do.
Oh. Who is next?
All right, so come on over.
Oh. See, we cater to all ages.
Yes.
Or they cater to us? I don't know. Name?
I'm Will.
Perfect. And
And-
how long have you been playing?
Actually, I started about the same time as my dad.
Who's
around
your dad?
Christmas time. Mike.
The guy that was just on?
Yeah.
Okay.
We found a friend of ours. He suggested this box, and it had both what I wanted to play and what he wanted to play. So we got that, and yeah, I've been playing since about Christmas time.
Nice.
Cool. It's awesome.
Nice. And that, I think that aforementioned friend is in this event too, so we'll get him on here in a little bit too.
How's he next?
Yeah. So, what made you want to get into playing 40K?
So my dad has been playing for the longest time since before I was even born, and I saw him play. He one time let me play with his Skaven, so actually, technically I have been playing for longer since Christmas, because I played with his Skaven once, because he has like so much Skaven. It's like we have to get an entire storage unit just to store them.
Truth comes out.
Yeah, he let me try Vermin Lord. It was amazing, and then I played that. I've been trying to get into it, and I saw Tyranids. I'm like, oh my god, they look so cool. They fit my personality almost perfectly.
You do know that Tyranids are infesting bugs.
They just eat everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just checking and kind of seeing where that's at in your head. That's perfect.
Yep.
So that answers the question of what army you're playing.
Yeah.
What's your starting list?
I'm taking a. I don't know. It might be nasty, but I'm taking.
The classic words from a competitive
He
player.
gets that from his
it
dad.
might be nasty.
I do. I don't know. Sometimes I just build nasty lists and I don't even know it. And so.
Do you really not know it?
I mean, this time I know it, but usually I don't know.
So what do you got? What's on the list?
I got 8 Gene Sealers. They're probably one of the most rabid stuff ever for Tyranids. All of them have toxin sacks. And they all have, and I have 2 guys with flesh hooks and 2 guys with toxin sacks, and I got a Brute Lord.
Ooh, that's a nasty combo.
It is. The Brute Lord is like a bigger, meaner.
What high fleet are you
Gene
playing?
Sealer. Behemoth, or as some people say it, Behemoth.
Behemoth.
hmm
That's the roll 3 dice when you advance one.
That's Kraken.
Oh,
I
that's
get to
Kraken.
reroll failed charges.
Reroll failed charges. Yeah. That's pretty scary.
And it gives me an amazing Warlord trait. It's like another toxin sack, but it even works with guns.
You really know your stuff. That's impressive.
Because I read my codex. Most people, when they would start, like my age, most people would be like, oh, cool, book, meh, whatever. I was like,
We should put that on the website too. I read my codex.
I read my
I
codex.
read my codex.
I don't even do that. I just ask Chaos. So.
Do you have a color scheme picked out?
Yeah, this isn't like an entire like set color scheme in the codex, but it's a cockroach. It really fits their buggy theme because they look like they're shiny bugs that are just gonna crawl around and eat your face and adapt to everything, which fits Tyranids perfectly because they adapt to everything.
Now, is this the first army you're going to try to paint?
Yes, it is the first army I've started, and I was like, oh, this sounds like a good idea. Gives me an excuse to put everything to the side and finally paint up my Tyranids. And yeah, because I've been trying to paint them for probably ever since I first got them.
Well, you're definitely going to beat your dad on getting, from the time he bought his first model to getting it painted to the time you got your first model to getting it painted.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I have more to build and paint, and I have probably over 10 paints per model. And the bigger it gets, the more detailed it's gonna get. So, kind of makes me worried about taking monsters.
Just don't then. That'll be just okay.
I still will.
I know.
So I understand then to get your Tyranid army going that you actually started your own business
Yes.
to earn money to get your army.
Yes. I started mowing people's lawns and stuff like that for money just so I could buy and paints and models for this specific thing.
That is awesome. I like that kind of spirit.
Well played.
Yeah. You can
Well
that way he can pitch his lawn mowing business too. Do you have a name for the business or
No.
not yet? Okay.
When you get one, we'll plug it on the
That's
show.
right. We certainly will.
All right, perfect.
What are you looking forward to most out of this whole thing?
Really, so I used to watch a lot of battle reports, and people would just often not play right. And they would take okay stuff, but then they would just not use it right how it's meant. And it would just put the large number of models over here and the stuff over here, and it dies instantly. They almost always lose, and it's like...
Michael, are you
This should be-
competitive?
Maybe, yes.
Are you competitive?
Yes, I'm very
Okay.
competitive.
I'm just checking. I love it.
I get it.
This is solid. I'm stoked.
I get it from my dad.
He doesn't come off as competitive as you do.
No.
Huh. He's just more quiet or something.
He hides
Yeah.
it better.
I watch battle
He hides it
reports,
better.
and they're all playing it wrong.
Yeah.
So what is it that you're expecting to get out then?
Actually play the rules right.
Nice.
And win more often than I watch people lose. Because that
Nice.
happens too much. I'm like,
Put me on.
You
I don't know if
you
I
make
want to play
Tyranids
Michael
look
then as a
bad.
competitive player. I don't think I can. I don't think I can stand the challenge.
but I'm not super bad about it too, because if I get my teeth punched into my mouth, I swallow it. I don't go.
Take
Awesome.
the loss as well and learn from them.
Well, we'll look forward to it. I'm
Awesome.
predicting a fan favorite
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Thanks for coming and joining us. We'll
Yep.
see
Hey.
you on the tabletop.
Alrighty.
All right, we got one more general today. I will note really quick, we are missing one of our generals today.
Just one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Another lane, actually. I'm trying to remember what he's playing. Do you remember?
I don't remember where, but he's actually in a legit band.
Yeah.
We will say
And
that,
he's-
and
he's-
everybody's
he's out
like,
touring right
but
now.
he's actually touring.
He's out touring right
so,
now, and so he couldn't be
he's
here
actually
today.
in a band.
Is he playing Tau? Is that what I want to go with? Is that what I'm saying?
Is he on the list?
Yeah, Tau. I think he's a Tau player. So I want to make sure he plays Denactum as often as possible throughout this thing, so that Denactum can finally get over his hatred of Tau and learn to accept the greater good for what it is.
Nobody plays for the greater good.
But yeah, let's get our last
Fake news.
general who is actually here on screen here. All right, the person who helped push over Mike and Will into playing. Denactum was calling him Michael. He is.
That's Mike's son. His name's Will. That's my fault. I apologize. Will, that's a shout out to you. Sorry, buddy.
But let's start with your name and how long you've been doing this crazy hobby.
All right, so we'll go by Kragan for my name. As for the crazy hobby, probably at this point 10, 11 years.
Okay. What brought you into it?
Honestly, one of my friends started Necrons. We were in bowling league, and he brought them in, and I had been watching videos here and there, like mini wargaming videos, and I just had an interest in it. Didn't even know the shop existed at that point, that we had one in the valley, and So he brings those out. I'm like, oh, where'd you get those from? And he's like, down here. I'm like, this whole time, to quote another friend. So I came down, was looking at a squad of Marines or some Tau, went with the Marines, picked up some paint, started painting, and it's downhill ever since. And I've been trying to get as many of my friends into
Kragan,
it.
I'm going to ask you a question. How many points of Imperial Knights do you have?
Okay, let's break that up. Do you want painted, built,
No,
or
all
of it,
together.
all
All
of it.
together.
Collection, not counting Titans, just Knights.
You know, probably with the increase that they did to, I'm probably going to say 20,000 points of Knights.
And then you have Titans above and beyond that, right?
I have one Warlord built and painted, another one that may not ever see the light of day. I mean, I can compare it to the whole, once you have a kid, you're like, yeah, down the road you forget and you want to have another kid, and then you remember exactly why you didn't.
Forget the pain of childbirth.
And it's about the size of a toddler, so it's close. Then there's 3 Reavers and 2
Do we have a
Warhounds.
disclaimer yet on we don't share the views of all of our participants?
First thing about next week.
Okay, we got to get that on the cameras. Okay.
I mean,
So you're a
pro-Imperial
collector
Knight.
then, huh?
Collector, addict, hoarder, mental illness. There's some things I could classify. Yeah.
I was throwing that out there to see if we could get. I want to know how many points.
How many Knights
Duncan
do you own?
has.
How many Knights do you own?
Or how many points he has.
Knights down to armigers. I've got 3 of every 4. 3 of each GW plastic knight, and then 3 Majeras, 3 Styrics, 1 of each of the Cerastus pattern, and then 12 armigers. I think 40 some knights.
See what we're gonna throw out, because Kragan's gonna be our guy that puts us on the map in the world of knights. Because I know it's
Yes.
Duncan's favorite army, and how many does he have? Let's throw it down.
Well, I have currently, I think, 7 painted.
And then throw it on the table. Let's get him in here and play. All right, that's not what you're playing though in the.
Well, you know how they
campaign,
have
right?
no.
What you're saying is
Okay.
you want Duncan to come out here and play him.
Oh,
Well,
Lord,
I'll
no.
take Kragan and he can play Duncan. I'll meet on any ground.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
You gonna throw it out? We're gonna get in trouble for that.
Yeah. Let's.
Okay, so I'm guessing you're not doing Knights for this.
I don't know how you do 250 increments, so no.
Just do an Armiger.
It'd be the easiest to paint.
Do an Armiger, and then 2 months later you throw a Knight in.
Maybe. If you're lucky.
So what are you doing this time around?
Crimson Fists, actually.
Nice.
All Primaris.
Actual Crimson Fist, not
Actual
like,
Crimson
okay.
Fists. Yep. I saw their paint scheme. They looked interesting. Mainly it came down to I just wanted to try something new. I have so many armies and so many projects, and let's not get that train in motion, so we'll just stick to the Crimson Fist.
So are you freehanding the symbol on the shoulder pad?
Yes, I am.
Nice. Nice.
I have some friends
Always
who
the
hate...
important question. Got it.
That is an important question. I mean, for
They
the painters
give you
out
those
there,
little things that
decals
go right on.
You want to talk about how decals and shoulder pads work together?
No, let's not.
Mine work very well.
See, I did the chapter symbol for my 30k salamanders, so I figure I can do it for Crimson Fist.
So you got a 30k army too.
Yes, I'll offset 30k. They could be played in 30k, but what I did is I used Forge World models that have 40k rules, so I can play a 30k styled army in 40k. So I have like the Sakarans, I have a lot of Cataphracti, all my Marines are in Mark IV armor. You know, I just wanted to still be able to play, but have that 30k theme. I like the rounded look of their vehicles more.
So ballpark, how many points of painted salamanders do you have?
Let's safely say maybe 3,000.
Okay. Okay. This will be easier to say. What armies do you not have for 40k?
That's I've tried collecting them all. Let's just put that out there. What I don't currently own would be Dark Eldar,
Okay.
Harlequins.
Okay.
I think that's it.
And maybe a couple flavors like Space Marines or Chaos Marines.
Yeah, I just wrap Marines into one. I mean, I have done Space Wolves, I've done Dark Angels, I've done Blood Angels, and
the same with Chaos. You played around different Chaos forces too.
yeah. I
You
have.
currently have World Eaters too. Isn't that your big Chaos project for?
That's one of my big Chaos projects, but I'm waiting for those contrast paints because I hate painting white. Same with my White Scars army. I'm just going to wait off because I'm doing a Heresy era
Gotcha.
World Eater, so the blue, the white, and
I'll say this: Pete the Wargamer on YouTube had a really good video on painting white with the contrast paints to do like a dirty white on vehicles. I was messing around with the new contrast paints and he did a good video on it. So shout out to him for that because it looked really nice and might give you some ideas on how to paint your
oh yeah.
World Eaters when the time comes.
Well, and I had a Spartan painted, a squad of Termies, some Assault Marines, and I was like, nope, contrast, we're going that way. I was like, you ever get when you start a project and then they decide, yeah, we're going to come out with something that's going to make your entire project and all that work you've done basically worthless because you're going to swap to the new stuff. That was like, you know.
I already have 12 or 13,000 points of Marines painted, so I'm not going to touch them again and repaint them, but I haven't painted any of my Primaris really. So if I can find a tone in the contrast line that's similar, that's my plan. So I get what you're saying.
Well, and you've always been the painter, and I've been more of the builder. That's what I enjoy is building my models. You know, I have the Gray Tide. If you've seen my hobby room, oh lord, or my basement.
Or his storage unit, or the other house he bought just to put his models in.
Well, yeah, and around here, that's expensive. Well, and I had a basement that flooded, so I had, you know, Warhammer 30,000 Leagues Under the Sea at some point, so we'll just... But I will say, chimeras do float. They are amphibious.
They are amphibious transports. What's your list start looking like for the first 250?
So for the first 250, I am actually Battleforged. I have a patrol. I have a lieutenant in Phobos armor. And then 6 of the infiltrators, the newest Vanguard infantry.
Okay.
With their helix in there. So I have 6 infantry and then 1
attachment.
Lieutenant, yeah.
Okay. That's cool. Okay, so the helix is counted as
He's
6.
in there,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep,
cool.
and you have to take a unit of
So you
5 to
tied
be...
us. We got another 7 model player. There you go.
Yep. And I've always wanted a army that can handle hordes. You know, I've always wanted an anti-horde army because I've got some players that'll like, I'm going to take a standard 30 orc boys, 30 orc boys, 30 orc boys, and I'm just sitting there going, well, there goes my day.
Definitely not talking about Kave there.
Nah.
He plays like a machine one too.
Oh, he does, but he is the orc horde. He loves playing that list.
Well, and then you've got the young kid who's got all the...
Will with his nids coming.
Yep, with his nids.
Ooh. I play Tyranids a lot too, so it's always terrifying to me to be on the other side of the board from Tyranids because I know how scary of an army they are.
Well, and I know I'm not. My chapter tactic's gonna be nothing against Fobs because I'll never have him outnumber me. So
yeah, Custodes, you're never outnumbered. But so Crimson Fist, they have a special rule then when they face armies that outnumber them.
Yep, their chapter tactic is they get +1 to hit in shooting and in hand to hand when they are outnumbered 2 to 1. And for dreadnoughts, dreadnoughts count as 5 models.
That's cool. Is that out of the main codex or is that out of one of the supplement?
It's a supplement. I don't know where it was. I just was scrolling and it looked GW official Crimson Fist and I was like, ooh.
I wonder if that came out of the Vigilus campaign.
It might have.
I'll have to look and see.
Wherever it was.
That's cool though. I like that they're giving flavor to other chapters.
Yeah, that's really
well.
cool.
And they did it with another army for They wrote a book, and the limited edition of the book had chapter tactics for the army that was in the book. I think it was like the Emperor's Spears or something, and they've kind of like a Greek theme to them.
That's cool.
Cool. What is it that you're expecting to get out of the General's Journey campaign?
Hopefully another fully painted army.
That's okay.
Nice.
Another reason.
I need something. See, like I said before, I have a problem where I'm like, start a project, work on it, and then new. And so work on that.
Totally unique. No other wargamer ever does that.
Right.
Yeah.
But with this, it will give me a driving force behind to stick with the project, get it done, you know, build it as I go. And I've already built probably 2,000 points for that army, maybe 2,500 points. So this 1,500 will be enough to get a good chunk of that painted. I don't know what the remaining 1,500 is going to be, but...
Good way to go.
Very cool, very cool. Well, I look forward to seeing you on the table.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks
definitely.
for joining us.
Yeah, definitely.
Introducing yourself, and I think that's our last general.
Yeah, that is our last general.
For the initial interviews, and
I think we got a good mix of players.
I know it's going to be fun.
I noticed an interesting trend, though. Most of our AOS guys were like, I'm mostly a painter, and I'm looking to play more games. And most of the 40K guys were more like, no, I'm a gamer. I'm using this as an excuse to paint my models.
Get my models painted.
Yeah. Just a different trend between the two different games. I thought was kind of interesting. Although a lot of the 40K guys do play AOS as well. So they are Age of Sigmar guys as well. But
it'll be interesting to see. But yeah,
Anyhow, so that the plan then is in 4 weeks we're gonna sit down and re-interview the people who were here today.
hopefully have some armies.
And we
to
will
look
have
at.
pictures. We will have pictures.
Yep.
So when we're interviewing those people, we will have the pictures up as well. The pictures will also be on our website. And then, of course, you can always go back and check them out on YouTube afterwards as well. We'll have them uploaded shortly after as well. So, but thank you so much for tuning in today. I know it's kind of a short day. We will be hosting a full-length battle report next Saturday at 1 o'clock Mountain Standard Time in the afternoon. It's going to be a 1,500-point game between Iron Warriors and Necrons, and we'll have all the details on that battle as well. We are playing through the tree campaign out of the 40K rulebook. And just to kind of show what that looks like, where the winner, whoever wins, will decide what the next battle is, and it tells a story. And we'll be kind of telling that story. We'll be commenting on the game as we play as well. Talking about the choices that we're making, why we're doing what we're doing. And it'll, of course, be some banter between the players. So that is coming. That is Legacies of War next Saturday at 1 o'clock.
And tune in on Tuesday, which is our next show this week
our next show,
for
yep.
KNN at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And with myself and Chaos, and we'll go through the upcoming week and the new news that's coming out. We just had a lot of information drop from whatever Warhammer Fest is going on.
Yeah,
and,
lots of new things for Necromunda.
Yeah,
some of the side
Necromunda was
games,
there.
Warcry, which is dropping soon, hopefully.
Those
and
models do look really
they look
cool.
really
I'm
good.
still excited to see what that game's going to look like on the table. So, lots of stuff from GW and some
Yep.
other stuff coming too. And we'll talk about that next Tuesday. Thanks for joining us. Follow us on Twitch. Subscribe if you can. Use that Amazon Prime account if you got it. Twitter, Chaotic Knight Network. We got it all. Follow it. Check us out. Let us know what you're thinking so we can keep getting this thing off the ground.
Yep.
Thanks again.
See you
See you Tuesday.